More 8s, but this time it's from the men's club 8s to the women's club 8s. It's the Wargrave Challenge Cup, and we've got Thames Rowing Club C, and they are up against the City of Bristol, closest to us. So away we go in the Wargrave with Thames Rowing Club C and City of Bristol.
Said from the men's club to the women's club, exactly the same set of scenarios with the men's and women's events. The unique closeness. All of these athletes are professionals. I see a nuclear engineer in the City of Bristol club in the 2-seat. So hopefully there's a little bit of extra power for them as they drive down the course.
Have they got rocket scientists to propel them through? What's it going to be like here? We've got, as you say, great club racing. Absolutely love this. You're fitting your training around everything else in life. It might be children and family and work as well. It looks like Thames are out there. Thames have got such a strong pedigree in this event, and this is their C crew. And here they are, taking a very strong lead early on.
Yeah, taking a very strong lead, but also rowing extremely well for it. So they're still attacking the rhythm. You can see they're not let up. They've not taken their rate down. They're still driving the boat ferociously as hard as they can. As the crew from City of Bristol are still trying to stay involved, because anything can happen down this course, and that's the beauty. So you don't want to give up. You don't want to just say, right, the race is done.
So they've just passed through the 3/4 mile, which is just well over halfway now, and Thames Rowing Club looking just to consolidate that lead. And we'll see the difference in size, as we often see here at Henley. The crew that gets ahead with a comfortable margin starts to relax more. And you've said in earlier racing, just look at the shoulders, and what tension there's in the shoulders versus when you're more confident.
Yeah, when you do take that lead off the start, and you can get a little bit of relaxation, like you said, and that makes you row even faster, which is counterintuitive as a rower, because sometimes you think you need to be harder and stronger and have that tension in your body, but when you relax, you're actually becoming more efficient.
And the weather closing in on this Wargrave race, it's very, very sort of light drizzle, the stuff that sort of soaks you through without you really noticing. As we look at the crews both battling out here, here's City of Bristol. They've got, well, there's grit and determination going on in these tough conditions for them, both in the position of the race, but also it's kind of gone misty, hasn't it? And they'll be feeling misty already with just the exertion.
Yeah, and when the rain does come in like this, you also become hypersensitive of how slippery your hands might become. And the cox is also going to have to still stay relaxed within himself, make sure that the steering rudders don't come slippery as well, no mistakes. But one of the things I used to worry about was catching crabs or losing the oar because of your wet handles.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Whatever the level of experience you have, when the oar handle's wet, it's just a bit slippier, and you're always, you're exerting a lot of force, but you're rotating the oar, squaring and feathering, we call it, in and out of the water, and there's just a chance that it slips. If you tip the water with the spoon of the blade, it can slip, and then you try to put the blade in the water and it's not quite square, and that's when you have a disaster.
Yep, and I've had many of those in my career. Famously one in Australia, which a fellow steward, John Boltby, will always remind me of, because I went from leading the race to being dead last, and it can slow your boat down that quickly and have such an impact on your race. So it brings in tension. When we spoke about those loose shoulders, when you're worried about your grip, you're worried about your handle, you'll start to grip up. As you can see, the crew from Bristol there looking nice and trying to bring in some of that relaxation as they go down the course.
Yeah, so it happens to the best of us, doesn't it? The best of intentions, but a little bit of the elements getting in the way, and then that can lead to tension as well. You're worried about doing something, and that makes it almost more likely, and that's where the training and the drill and the confidence of being out of the water in all conditions really help you.
Yeah, as you see, the stroke girl of the City of Bristol Rowing Club was actually in one of the first crews from City of Bristol to race at Henley Royal Regatta last year, so to follow that up again in this year's regatta is fantastic, and hopefully that shows progression and development for them, and they'll be back again next year.
Exactly. So here's Thames Rowing Club C. The holders of the Wargrave Challenge Cup, which they're racing in, was Thames Rowing Club A. The club event only started in 2021, and Thames Rowing Club are crossing the line. 37 entries for 22 slots to race here, so huge interest in this club women's event, and a great row from Thames Rowing Club C, dominating really from the start and allowing them to relax and enjoy their rowing and set them up well for tomorrow, while City of Bristol had the tougher call this time, attacked all the way through the course. Grit and determination, as you said, and some very tricky conditions for them as the rain set in through the race. But a confirmation of that result. Thames Rowing Club C acknowledging and cheering City of Bristol as they cross the line and go through to tomorrow, Thames Rowing Club.